All right, everyone, this is Tim of the Online Big Blue, bringing you this and your Giant Sports Talk Entertainment. It's after the Super Bowl. That means we can get the season 2022 started. Well, not until March 16th. That's when the official season starts, or the official season starts. So we got to be under the 20 million. We got to get that negative 20 million off the books before March 16th, before we go into the books. And then we can kind of go from there. That's why I want to talk about free agency a little bit with the Giants, who some free agents that they are, that are going to be on the market, that may be leaving the Giants, and a lot of them it's going to be, thank God they're leaving the Giants. We also want to talk briefly about OBJ and Eli Apple, and I had a thought about Mike Kafka as well, but let's really just jump in real quickly to OBJ and Eli Apple. It is the dichotomy of two different situations. It is the agony of defeat and the thrill of victory. And it's also a little bit of the agony of defeat for OBJ because you don't know what his knee injury is. You hope it's not significant. It is the same injury that he had repaired a year ago. But you know what? I love it now because you got a whole bunch of OBJ lovers. Everyone's jumping back on the OBJ bandwagon. So many people wanted him out. So many people wanted him gone. And now these people are like, oh my God, I'm so happy for OBJ. He's doing such a great job. But what happened when he was here? What happened then? What was the thought process at that point in time? But that's okay. You know what? The bandwagon people always jump on and off as quickly as possible. I said it a million times and I've said it again. I did not like the OBJ trade. I understood what their philosophy was in regards to trading him because you didn't want him to be the ear, or I should say the voice in Daniel Jones's ear. And the Giants felt probably that he would overshadow Jones. And I've said this before. I think Daniel Jones does not have the mental fortitude to be the quarterback of the New York Giants. And I think the Giants knew that right away. And that's one of the reasons why they got rid of OBJ. And like I said a million times, I understood why they did it. I understood it 100%. I didn't like it, but I got it. But you know what? After going over to Cleveland and being into what he referred to as basically football purgatory, it was nice to see him. It was nice to see him on the field, making the touchdown, making the contribution. Would have loved to have seen him play the entire game because I think this would have been a different game if he was in there. I don't think the score would have been as close. But you know what? I liked it this way because it was a good game. That's what I liked it. I had the Rams winning 35-28. So I'll take it because, like I said, I had the Rams winning either way. And you have to look at the agony of defeat. Eli Apple running his mouth, shooting it off on Twitter. Oh, Eli, social media just kills you, doesn't it? Eli Apple just kills you. And then everything that was wrong with your Giant career was in full focus on the field yesterday, on Sunday. It was in full focus. Being too handsy. Not knowing your assignment, getting burned, blowing your coverage. It was in full effect. You can honestly say, in some regards, Eli Apple cost the Bengals that game. And I'm not sitting here with glee. I am sitting here with a smile on my face because I thought Eli Apple was a jerk. I never wanted to draft him out of Ohio State. I said the same thing a million times. He was too handsy in Ohio State, and I never thought he was going to figure out how to transition that into the NFL and stop doing that. But he just continued to do it. And you know what? It cost the Bengals a Super Bowl. But you know what? Good job, OBJ. Congrats. I want to talk about Mike Kafka real quick. I'm wondering what Mike Kafka is actually going to do in reference to being offensive coordinator. I was thinking about this the other day because, of course, the Kafka is coming over from KC. And Casey's offensive coordinator was basically, for the last two seasons, has been Eric Bieniemy. Kafka's been the quarterback coach. He was quarterback coach from 2018 to 19, and then he was a quarterback coach and passing coordinator from 2020 to 2021. And then, of course, Giants signed him to be the venerable offensive coordinator. So my question is, I have a feeling that Dable's going to be calling the plays. I really do, because if you look at the Kansas City situation, I've said this a million times. Kafka's been in the league for a hiccup. He's been in the league since 17, and now he's going to get an OC position. And one of the biggest complaints about Eric Bieniemy 2 years ago when we looked at him as a head coach was the fact that he didn't call his own plays, that he basically installed the offense during the week for Andy Reid, and Andy Reid called the plays. So I'm having a feeling, I'm having a thought here that with Kafka's massive lack of experience in reference to calling plays and designing game plans and such, that he is going to be the second or the right-hand man. He's going to be Robin to, of course, the Batman, and that is Brian Daboll. And he is going to install the game plan for the Giants during the week. And I have a feeling that maybe for the first 8 games, if not longer, that Daboll is going to call the offensive sets. He's going to call the offensive plays from the sidelines. He's going to pull an Andy Reid. It just makes more sense to me that we're going to decline that call. It just makes more sense to me that he's going to do something such as that, because it would fit with the philosophy, because you have a head coach who is just coming over now as a coordinator. So you have coming from the offensive coordinator position into the head coaching position. So if I was the Daboll, I would want to have more control over my offense than anything else. I would want to hold on, to that reign, because of the fact that I would really want, especially if I'm going to go with someone like Daniel Jones, I want to assess personally as the head coach what Daniel Jones can't do. And I don't think you're going to be able to do that during 3 preseason games. I think you're going to need more of a time and an opportunity to assess it. So I think in some ways they went with someone as young as Kafka because of the fact that Daboll will call the plays and Kafka will kind of be the gentleman who installs the game plan during the week, sort of like the Bieniemy, the 2018-2019 Bieniemy Andrew Reid dichotomy relationship. Just a thought. Now with the season basically over, like I said, we got about a month before we get into the new season. Free agency is going to be running around the bend, and I was just looking at the Giants' potential free agents, or the people that are currently free agent for the Giants, and just looking at some of the guys on this list. And honestly, you figure this Nate Solder's not coming back. Austin Johnson, who played well in his fill-in role for Dalvin Tomlinson, is almost 28 years old. He had a $3 million contract. I don't think he's coming back. Billy Price may come back if you're going to do it on a team-friendly deal. But Billy Price was terrible at center. He was terrible. Maybe he could switch over to guard, but he was a terrible center. You got Evan Ingram. I've said it before. I would bring Evan back on a team-friendly deal, but I think his market value was going to be pretty high. I don't think that he is going to be a guy that's not going to command. I think he's going to command. I still think he's going to command some bucks. I think he's going to be I think he'll get potentially like a Hunter Henry deal, who signed for 3 years, $37 million. I think he'll get something like that from somewhere else. Peppers, of course, I want to keep Peppers, 27-year-old. He's coming off the knee injury. He's another guy that I don't think the Giants are going to be able to hold on to, but I think he's going to command some money as well. I think he'll do like a John Johnson type deal with 3 years, $33 million, probably like an $11 million. I would say he's going to be around the $11 to $12 million range salary wise. You got Will Hernandez. God, just send Will Hernandez away. Just send him away. I don't see any value. You got Lola. You got what's his name? Tola Ola, the big tight end. He's gone. Mike Glennon's gone. Nate Ebner. Oh dear Lord. Thank the Lord above is gone. Danny Shelton's got to be gone. Not worth it. Reggie Ragland, I would bring back again on a 1-year deal if we had the potential. Elijah Penny. I like Elijah Penny because I've said this before. I sat behind the last preseason game this season. I sat in front of Elijah Penny's family. So very, very nice people. Very nice people. So, and he had, like I said, he is a fill-in running back. He's a 4th running back if you're going to go that far. But like I said, he needs to be gone. Dante Pettis has got to be gone. I would probably bring back Kyle Murphy, the guard. Keenan Crossan's going to have to be gone. I do like the idea of Corey Cunningham. I don't know what Corey Cunningham's market value may be for the Giants at tackle, or I should say for the league, but I do think that he would be an interesting fit to come back, even like I said, even on a 1-year prove-it deal. I think he is a guy that I just think he's just a guy that I don't know if he's going to fit the scheme or what the scheme is that the Giants are going to be running, but he is a big body, and 6'6", 311 pounds, and I think he could potentially fall into a backup role for the Giants. So, I mean, I would definitely want to try to bring him back on the cheap. And the key word about all this is bringing these guys back on the cheap. The other interesting one that I see is Lorenzo Carter. Lorenzo Carter, is 26 years old. He's, we got the music come rolling here, and why? I didn't think I was going to run this long again, but we're going to take that out. We got Lorenzo Carter, who's 26 years old. He didn't really fill out the promise that we thought we were going to have. He came on more towards the end of the season after recovering from the Achilles injury. Again, he's coming off a 4-year, $4 million contract. I would give him again. I would give him a 1-year prove it deal and see how he fits in the Wink attacking defense. I'm thinking about Kafka again. So, I mean, really on our defensive list, our free agent list, I'm only looking at 2 guys that I would potentially even want to bring back, 3 if you count Corey Cunningham. And that, of course, would be Ingram and Peppers. And like I said, Ingram would have to be on a team-friendly deal. Same with Peppers. But I think both those guys are going to get money to go elsewhere. And I do think that. I do believe that, though. We got the big stream coming up on Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every Tuesday with the Dahmer. Talking everything Giants. Talking this offseason. Because the offseason is here, and we're going to be kicking off. The offseason is finally here. And then March 16th, we jump into the new calendar year. So... is it March 16th? I always keep saying it's March 16th. I don't even know. You know what? I have to let me double check that date before I keep giving that date out. Let's see here. The important dates, I always have my calendar here, which is the 2022 important dates of the NFL season. So let me see here. Why do I keep saying March 16th? Yeah, it is March. Deadline to register franchise players. The beginning period of free. Well, it's March 5th. Let's see. Yes, the March 16th is the league year. Official free agency begins at 4 p.m. So we got some time still before we got to get underneath the cap. So it'll be interesting. But again, join us on Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time with the Dahmer. Go check out OG Online Big Blue video. We just did a video. We just did a kind of controversial video where I'm asking the question why the Giants quarterback situation isn't so black and white. It's kind of an interesting video. I hope people will enjoy it and make you go, from a moment. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could maybe subscribe, ring that bell, you think it means, that'd be awesome.